Last time out, we hit a snag in the journey of Coach Bobby Ellington, failing our first challenge, our first demand from our athletic director in beating North Dakota State. And that put us in a troublesome spot, especially when we tag team that with how the offense had turned. Beginning of the year, we were feeling very positive about this team. We then played our worst game yet against Fresno State. We lost that game against NDSU, only managing 16 points, most of that coming in the fourth. And despite a big win against UMass, there was a glaring issue in this game. As we take a look at our quarterback stats, Carson Conklin, a $155, no touchdowns, no turnovers. Hey, that's great. 39% complete. After this game, Coach knew we had to make a change, and it came by plugging in a true freshman player, and he gave us arguably the best offensive game we have had this season. Beating Bowling Green 34-10, we put in the freshman quarterback, Isaiah Scruggs. He threw for 208, had a touchdown. The pick, not really his fault. He completed 70% of his passes for nearly 10 yards a pop. And when we combine that with the rushing attack here of Jamar Curtis, Bryant Collins, of Sincere Rainey, didn't mean to hit that button. And on top of that, Scruggs ran around a little bit too. He had a rushing touchdown in the mix. We've got ourselves essentially a brand new offense. But today, we're going to find out if this quarterback is the real deal or if it was a one-year wonder, or one-game wonder, I should say. If we get one solid year out of him, I'm good with that because, frankly, the likelihood we bring him back may not be that high. We got about half a season to go. We're sitting at a great spot right now in terms of our conference record. We're going to look to build on this today. As for how long we go, we're going to find out because I'll be honest, coming home from work, massive headache hit. So we're going to see how things are flowing as we go on. Of course, as well, we're going to be focusing a little bit more in on the recruiting side of things. We already failed one thing for our athletic director. I prefer not to fail anymore. And that means we do need to sign a top 100 class. And in the next 5 seasons, we've got some time for that one. We got to upgrade our facilities. So we are really focused in on the recruiting side of things today and to see if this high school, basically, player that we put in Scruggs truly is the real deal for us. He's not a very highly rated guy, only 66 overall. Normal dev trait there, but still. If he could perform that kind of performance, week in and week out, doesn't matter what your overall is. He also fits the scheme we're rocking here with the pro style, more of a power focus on the offense. So we're going to look to get straight on into things here, taking a quick update at the recruiting side of things, because if I'm not mistaken, we actually have our first visit scheduled up for this week in Paul Ebikadi. And we need this one to be pretty big because he is very much favoring Oregon right now. We did give him an offer, but has not given him a visit. So we'll see how much this swings things for us. We do have a visit coming up as well with Zach Gooden. We started to look at a couple other 2-stars. Hopefully we'll get into a better spot with them. If we see ourselves struggle with these guys, they're going to be quick to drop off the board, especially with these 1-stars too. We know we are focusing in on the state of California for all 2-stars. So again, we're just going to kind of play this one by ear, focus in a little bit more on the offense today and see how this young quarterback does, and hopefully give ourselves some healthy running backs in the mix. We've been having to rock with 3. Several injuries also to remember. Ryan Carthian, one of the guys that we kind of feel like we could build this defense around. He's out for a little bit with some broken ribs. We got a torn pec here with one of our receivers and a torn labrum with one of our defensive tackles. So we are a little bit banged up moving forward here. Good news, not seeing anything of the no practices. That guy could fully practice. For the most part, I think we are looking pretty good here. Might go ahead and do no practice for Jace Wilson. Make sure he's healthy and ready to rock and roll. And no practice injuries from the look of it. So that means we are ready then. Face against Ohio, knowing we need a big win here to help us in that battle. Now, Katie, if I'm not mistaken, is a defender, so I would love to see some good defense in this as well. How much defense we watch will kind of be dictated based off of how well we are playing. Yep, no updates there in terms of crowd patterns, so let's just jump straight on into this game then. Let's get my face on out of here because we definitely don't need to see that anymore. We'll pause up that music so I don't forget as we head into game 1 of today. Once again, we're going to focus in on this offense and this freshman quarterback to see how legit or how much of a one-game wonder he truly is. Coach Bobby Ellington to lead them out onto the field. And not a very packed stadium. Probably sitting around 40% capacity today. Probably pretty close to 40% capacity up in the head too here for me today. So let's see how things go. Good news is only calling the plays, not controlling what's happening out on that field. Of course, this is our Coach Mode series. We are underway. Game 1 of today. 2 4-2 teams trying to battle it out. With a long field in front, we start at the 21. Of course, Jamar Curtis has kind of been our rock this year. 184 yards after contact of his 436 total. And we're going to begin exactly where we left off with that good, strong running game. Again, we are seeing a lot of rotation with these running backs. Right now, about 3 consistently seeing some playing time. With some running room down the middle, Curtis flipping up to that top-up view. I was hoping to see him continue running. Either way, good way of starting things off here. As we carry that rock up to about the 33-yard line. I-form here. Scruggs hands it back off. Still a good run there. Call it 5. Got to get him biting on the outside or inside. Now we potentially look outside. Got Coleman up top. He kind of disappeared last time. We'll see if he has a better showing as he bobbles it, gets the catch. I'll take that. First down just by the line to gain. Moses had himself a decent appearance last time out too. Again with the new starting quarterback. Kuntz getting in the way. The tight end / fullback hybrid. Go with 2nd and 6 here. Shotgun look, delayed handoff. Looking for some more space. Rainey with the carry. He's got the first down and an injury to one of the Bobcats. Looks to be one of their DBs. We'll see if he's able to pop back into this game at any point. Keep an eye out for number 6. Let's check back down to the sideline here as we are around midfield. Scruggs with his first pass attempt of any real yardage is caught down the middle. That is Coleman. 2 catches for him. Both of the passing attempts have gone to the starting receiver. Might need to go with the top-up view here of this one. Bunch down to the bottom. Scruggs. Diving miss by Moses. Expect him to hold on to those. We had a couple targets there for that one. One thing I'm wondering if they fixed. No, still no hard count here. That's unfortunate. We're going to go to the run game, and it's going to be close, but not enough. I believe that was Curtis checking in. Let's see. I'm looking for a weak side dive. Trust this offensive line here for us. In fact, we could check that, or perhaps we can't. Apparently, play clock too low. We had 15 some odd seconds. That's a lot of running room for Rainey. First down on 4th. Let's go a little bit some hurry up off that. Looking for a little bit of some play action. Moses down to the bottom. And it'll be thrown out quick. I believe that's Kuntz from the fullback spot. He totes the rock to the 21. Good way of getting these extra tight ends involved. Williams had a pretty good showing as well last time. Got to call his name a little bit more. Rainey with a lot of room. Kuntz with a block down inside the 10. It is goal to go at the 7. Look to change things up here. Actually, I would not mind a little RPO down here. Got Moses on the slant, Williams on the flat release, or a handoff to Rainey. It's going to be Rainey getting down to about the one. They say touchdown. I'm not prepared to play the music because I didn't think he had it. Apparently he does. Sac State with a great opening drive here against the Bobcats. They march steadily through the run game. A couple good passes and a strong way of finishing off that run. Again, why we get so many of these running backs involved. We got a multitude who can play ball. BAT is good. Jeremiah Stallworth, though, injured on the play. That's new. They didn't used to pop up with that injury tag, at least not in any of my other recordings or streams I've done. Again, we're going to focus a bit more here on the offense today, so we'll get through the defensive side of things a little bit quicker. Hopefully, Ebiketie is enjoying his game so far, watching on the sideline. One of our biggest recruits yet. Give up that first down, though, to Duncan Brune. Got a 2nd and 8. Or 2nd and 10. 3rd and 7. I know numbers here. Like I said, headache on the way home from work. But we do get that defensive stop. We'll start to play this perhaps a little bit more by moments. That way we could try to get through a few more games today, but it's a quick 3 and out. Ball will go back over to the Bobcats then. Sack to get us going. Zay Adams. Thrown away. A 3rd and long, and it is back-to-back 3 and outs here. Good punt, though. Field position right now being won by the Bobcats. Sincere Rainey, no gain on first down. Followed by 2. As we get into the second here, it's 3rd and 7. And there's 12 yards, Jordan Williams. You know what? I'm missing the field a little bit, so why don't we head back out? Take it to the sideline, too. Just about at the 18.5-yard line. It's Curtis. Hard run for about 4 yards there. He's not seen as much consistent playing time as I would like. Though, again, when we've got the depth at running back, might as well utilize it. 2nd and 6. The O-line does a great job there picking up the pressure. But that pass just a little bit off, intended for Coleman. Freshman mistake here. Scruggs gives Ohio the ball at about the red zone. Gonna need a second look at that one. DJ Walker gets the pick. Yeah, just a little bit out in front. We're gonna stay in here with the defense. We'll be at the 21-yard line. Trips up top, one spread down to the bottom. A little pre-snap motion. Looking for a pass. Pressure building, but dump off will be there. Good for about 3 to 4 yards. I need a little bit more pressure dialed up here. Going with the big boy set, the 5-2. It's only a 2-receiver set. Pistol look here for the Bobcats. They'll hand it off right into the blitz. It's filled well. That is Miles Tucker with the stuff. Let's go cover 3 Sky here. Let's check it down from the field. It's 2-by-2. Bobcats from the 17. They need 6 for the first down. Pressure building down the middle, and it's going to be a sack. Xavier Williams getting through. Gotta love seeing the big boy pressure down the middle. Pushing them back to the 25-yard line. It'll be a field goal attempt off the pick. That's just a good move. Picking this one from the 32. Call it a 42-yarder. Bobcats. They'll have it. I actually like that angle for the field goals. We're going to need to remember that. Not that I imagine I'm going to be watching all too many of them. Again, we'll check in with the offense. If we get ourselves at least plus side, we'll kind of play it by ear then. Definitely for sure inside the red zone. Right now it's 3rd and 8. And it's dropped by Jordan Williams. So a quick 3 and out after Ohio gets on the board. They'll get the ball back around the 30. Defense not doing too bad on these early downs. And they get off the field on 3rd. That's what we need. Big plays here coming from the defense. Offense, though, is consistently playing just backed up. Let's try to help out our young quarterback here. Make sure we're getting some good calls to the field. Start with a bunch up top. Looking for that run. Need to help out a young quarterback with a steady rushing attack. Curtis with 6 carries, 30 yards. That's 5 yards a pop. Not shabby. Only 3 that time around. Facing the blitz. It's caught over the middle, and avoiding the first down is number 10. Unsure his name, but we might need to find that out. That's Wilson. That's the guy that we let skip out on practice this week. Maybe we shouldn't have. Running room here, though. First down, breaking the tackle, and still scooting is Curtis up to about the 34. Good to see him out there making some plays. Looks like Rainey's giving him a bit of the breather here. Got about 3 minutes to play in the half. It's Coleman. Down below, he's got 6. 3 catches, 21 yards. Just trying to keep things simple here for our young quarterback. Just one errant pass today did cost us with an interception. He goes up top this time. Williams with the grab. He'll scoot by the midfield line. Look for a little bit of some hurry up here. Try to preserve a little bit of some time. We do have 3 timeouts as we get ourselves reset. They rush 4. Pass lofted over the middle. It's back to Williams. Going to grind out 8 yards there through some contact. We could set up a little slip screen here. Get Rainey down to the bottom. Should be the final play here before the 2-minute break. Rainey with some field in front. Cuts to the outside. Confusion there trying to get around that block. Actually slows down the play. Still a good gain, though. Carries us down to the 33. Got Moses up top. Will be 2 guys covering that way. Scruggs stepping up. He's going to look to tuck and run. The pocket passer with a gain of 7. Gives himself up and gets down cleanly. Now they are kind of stacking the, I want to say box, but just from about 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Let's see if we can try to open things up a little bit more downfield. Or just open up the center of the field. Scruggs this time does not get down cleanly. He takes the contact. Will be a first down red zone trip here for Sac State at the 18. Got about 1:10 to play with here in the quarter. In the first half even. Is that run not going to net much? The 3rd running back checking in there. Now the 4th checks in, Borders. We did see a little bit from him last time, a bit more so in the passing attack. Over the middle, that one's caught. Big hit to stop him. Stop him? Stop him? Stuff him? That's how you combine those 2 words, apparently. Down around the 3, I believe that was Moses. We've got about 30 seconds to work with here, still holding on to those timeouts. Scruggs facing the rush. He gets rid of it into the turf. I like that. Don't take the sack. Throw it to the empty spot. Keep an eye here on Williams to that top corner. Oh, they cover him well. Here comes the pressure again. He's getting rid of it, but back-to-back hits in on our quarterback. Let's give him a little moment to regain his composure here and tell our line to block. Once again, I would like something to that top up corner here. Coleman down below, tracing the back line of the end zone. Scruggs throws the touchdown to score lead. It's Wilson. We might have gave him a little bit of some hard times earlier in that drive, but he finishes it off with that off week. No practice for him. Get healthy, and he catches the wobbler coming in here from Scruggs. That's going to be 14-3 as we look to get this one through halftime. So again, not a bad half there from the freshman quarterback. I could have used without the pick, but it wasn't an awful pass, just a little bit in front. Good athleticism play made by the Bobcats. As we do get into the second half here, and it's going to be Bobcats starting off with that ball. They only managed 3 in that first half coming off the pick, so not much for them offensively. 23-yard rush, though, Duncan Brune. That's going to be their best offensive play yet. They get inside the 20, we'll definitely chime in. But right now it's 3rd and 7. And that's 12 yards. You know, I said inside the 20, it's close enough. Paul Hodges. He's going to force us out onto the field here. Looking for a little bit of some zone blitz. That's kind of what this defense is built to do. Or at least hopefully. Eventually it will be. Brune motions to the top. It's a 2-by-2 set. Handing it off to him. He's got some space down the middle. It was vacated with that cover 2 blitz. Look to go a little bit more of an even look. Down inside the 10 now. Goal to go from the 9. 2 receivers plus the tight end on the bottom side. It's going to be quarterback keeper. 1 to beat. Spin. Not going to be good enough. He ends up getting flattened about the 3. Tight end now moves to the top of the line. Another quarterback keep. Fooling the linebacker for just long enough. That's a great opening second half drive here for the Bobcats. Point after, we'll look to make this a 4-point ball game. Need a little bit more reactiveness there coming from the defense. However, Ohio, they're not going anywhere here. Again, both these teams want to finish this game 5-2. Going for 2. It's a quick hitter outside, breaking 1, but not breaking by. That is a failed attempt. You know what? We'll take control of this second drive. I want to make sure we get a good answer here. Going to be a okay return back up to the 21-yard line. As Curtis helps lead this offense out, dotting the I form. It'll be down the middle. Big blocking lanes. Kuntz with a great block there on that linebacker to help open it up a little bit more. Give credit to the offensive line as well. Big fellas up front moving people. Go a little bit of some play action off of it. A little bit of some switch concepts. Scruggs stepping up and slides down, gain of 2. Hey, you know, for a quarterback who's supposed to be a pocket passer, I like his reading ability. And off this time, down the middle, Curtis is going to pick up about 4 yards there. Just need something simple to get these last 3. Keep this drive alive. It'll be a bunch down to the bottom. One up top is Moses. They bring that corner blitz, picked up by Curtis. And it's an errant throw that should have been picked off 2, if not 3 times. Catch ourselves a little bit lucky there. That's where the pocket passer comes in. Not great throwing on the run, a little bit off. Offense, however, stays the course. 4th and 3, up by 5 right now with that point after missed. Thrown up top, that's Curtis on the wheel. He's got the first down, stopped about the 41. That's got our young quarterback over 100 yards so far. Looking very similar to that first appearance. Just a couple things to clean up. They only rush 4. There's time here. Scruggs, open man, center of the field. Another gain of about 15. Coleman. 4 catches for him, 36 yards. Nothing flashy, but just being that solid target. There's a stuff. One of the few times today Curtis doesn't go anywhere. Averaging 6.8 yards a pop. Gonna get the breather here. Collins checks in. He's 2nd and 9. Stunt up front. Lofted downfield and too tall. Back over to Wilson, who had that previous touchdown catch. So 3rd and 9. Winds look either side. Single high safety. Scruggs throws center and it caught. First down. Back to Wilson. Couple big body slot types here for Sac State. A little bit of some play action. Rolls south and big hit to jar it. Not incomplete. Strong hands there, I believe, Williams. Unfortunately, there is an injury on the play. It's going to be one of the Bobcat players having to exit the field of play. The 2nd and 5 following a massive catch. High form with the motion. It's a handoff here. Collins denied at the line. That means 3rd and 5 here for Scruggs. Got an option route up top. Option route down to the bottom with the bunch look. They bring some extra pressure off that bottom side. Scruggs steps up. He throws late. In and out of the hands of Moses. Had a couple targets there, but you got to hope your starter makes that play. Instead, it's Stovall here with the field goal. It's good. We're going to tack on 3 at least. Claim ourselves a complete 1-touchdown lead, 17-9. That's an 8-pointer. Hopefully one that we can just see ourselves grow upon. The second half should be getting into the 4th quarter here rather soon. All depending on how glitchy the sim screen is going to be today. Bruin with just 2 yards to get them started. Incomplete and a quick 3rd and 8. Ohio gets 18, Preston Bowman. They've done better on these 3rd and longs today than they have on their earlier downs. Facing another 3rd and 10 here. Should be the final play of the quarter. And it's 13 more yards. Andrew Metziger as we head to the 4th and final quarter. And hopefully this game, would hate to see things go to overtime early today. Another 3rd and 9. This time they're not going to be so lucky for the defense. 3rd time is the charm. Touch back, we'll get the ball back, and I would like to start trying to milk this thing away. While I would love more points, we got a young quarterback out there, and I want him to have an easy start, but hopefully a long career here with Coach Bobby Ellington. Rainey, I mean, he's a hard man to bring down. He took several pops across the middle of the field there, picking up 6 to get us going. See how much of Collins we see laid on here as well. Looks like he's in the backfield. Going to take the carry down the middle of the field. A lot of credit has got to go to this offensive line today, too. They've opened up a lot of running lanes. Might only be for about 1 year till we got to rebuild this line, but we'll celebrate it this year. Scruggs stops rolling, and he should have kept running. Luckily, he's got a strong enough arm to see that one to the sideline. Has avoided at least 3 to 4 sacks in this game. Handing it back off. Trying to find some running room. I believe that's Rainey. Indeed it is. Sets us up with about a 3rd and 3. Wouldn't mind this zig to Williams. Moses in motion to the top. Just need 3. Lofts another pick. It's jumped. This young quarterback is just not accounting for the athleticism of some of these outside corners. That could prove to be costly here. There's a lot of good with this young quarterback, but we are seeing a couple errors in his play. Jack Fries with the pick, and that's actually a linebacker. He didn't know his game. We'll stick out here then with the defense. Senior thumper. I don't know, the floor definitely made a thump sound when he came down with that pick. He trips down to the bottom here. Quick pass is going to be a hitter for about 7 yards. We've seen a little bit of some pass rush from the interior, not a whole lot from the outside. They hand this one off. Running game is going to pick it up. Droon had to have about 2nd, 3rd effort there, but he looks to be a little wobbly after the run. He's going to make his way to the sideline. Give me a good double A gap blitz here. Good old Zimmer special. 2 up top, receiver down the bottom, plus the tight end. They do shift more towards the field. They pick up the blitz well. That leaves a target over the middle. Caught, gain of 8. Get back over to our 4-2-5. A lot of 2x2s here from the Bobcats. They'll look to go back to the air here. Another quick hitter. First down to the 20. It's a red zone trip here for the Bobcats. They did score a field goal off their previous turnover. Had a touchdown, missed 2-point try to open up the second half. Good spin there, helps pick up an extra couple. Call it 4 in the second and 6. Bobcats trying to make this here a game late. They'll need a touchdown and a 2-point to tie. Up top, caught. A few yards short of the line, and another timeout is called due to injury. This time it's Williams. The man with a pick, or not the man with a pick, the man with the sack for us earlier. We'd love to see a big man pick. And some more 2x2. Check out of that blitz we had dialed up then. Make sure we get a hat on a hat here. 4-man rush is no problem. Downfield, and it's a dropped pick in the end zone. That one could have been it today, but no, we continue playing. At least for one more down. 4th and 3 from the 12. Bunch to the bottom, 1 up top. They will look to go to it by air. Or stepping up here. No, it's going to run. And a big hit down at the 4. It's a first down for the Bobcats, though. Sac State looking good, says Edward. They're looking good, but a couple bad picks today here from the freshman. It's a handoff right into the blitz. Absolutely flattened. Nico Clem, one of the 2 to get there. So 2nd and goal. Back to the 2x2. Delayed handoff and wrapped up. Welcome back to the field, Williams. Give him that overload. Got a hat on a hat. Got to make sure we get some good coverage here because we're sending them. As they hand it off, it's another stop at the line. That's what we want to see. They will forego the field goal attempt. They're going for the touchdown and the 2-pointer. 4th and goal, time to throw. Back to the end zone, it's caught. Touchdown, Bobcats. Number 2 hits, and they'll need 2 more here to tie this game late. Bowman with the catch. So that is, doing some quick math here, 3 plus 6, 9 points so far off turnovers. They'll need to get this 2-pointer. Scrambling down to the bottom. He throws late, and it's held on to. We've got a tie ball game, 17-17. They'll make that 11 points then off turnovers. Looking for hopefully a good return here. Good broken tackle at least will be the 22. We've got just over 2 minutes to work with. I like to imagine they're going to look to protect deep here out the gate. So I'd love to get a little something cheap here, something easy with Rainey. And we do have at least the catch, but not much after. Only a gain of 2. That's actually going to be the 2-minute breather. We got to find ourselves into at least field goal range. Stovall has been magnificent for us this year. Now see if he can get it done for us. Right now, though, we got to rely on this freshman to come through at quarterback. 2nd and 8. It's play action. They bite on it. Under pressure, though, he checks to the running back, and still it's only going to be a short gain on it. Just need a simple timing route here to get the first down. Looks like it's going to be mano on mano, both up top and down below. And it's caught, no dropped. Bobcats will have a chance to steal this game late. Sac State could have, should have put this game away earlier, but the pick might have done them in here. Not much there in terms of punt coverage. Might have out-punted it just a little bit. Starting back around the 28-yard line. It'll be 1 minute and 5 seconds. 3 timeouts for both sides. Quick throw is up top. They go RPO, no gain. Switch up our coverage here to a cover 3. They still ran a whole lot of 2x2s. Pressure building. Williams gets back there, but that one they're not going to count as a fumble. Roles were reversed. They might have. They're going to say arm was going forward. 3rd and 10. We bring a little bit extra. Pass is wide open. And another big cut there. Ohio, they're by the 50. They're looking for their own field goal attempt. I'd imagine they need to get that ball around the 30-35. Throws out late. Wrap him up. Timeout called. They'll have only one more remaining after that. 2nd and 3 at the 41. About 30 seconds and counting here. Pressure building. Williams gets back there, but it's thrown away. Receivers in the area. No intentional grounding as that was inside the pocket. Now empty set. 4-man rush. Good bull rush down the middle, but it's not going to be able to get the sack. Passes out, and that just might be about field goal range as the Bobcats are out of timeouts. 23 on the board. They decide to go with a run here. We know if they're feeling comfortable, that's exactly what they do. We're going to call a timeout. They're seriously bringing out the field goal unit here. Well, I guess they don't have a way of stopping the clock, so I don't know if I agree with this, but it is going to be about a 49-yard attempt, right hash for the lead. And that one looks no good. Wide left. We'll get the ball at the 32 with 2 timeouts and a hope and a dream. Greg Dickerson misses. Give me a Y cross. I don't like that. I want something over the middle here. Running out some time, though. Never turned off the chew clock. A little bit more play action. And dumps this one off. That's just back to the line. I'm going to call a timeout there. We've got them. Might as well use them. Make sure we go back to normal here. Not play action. I need a deep ball. But I need something that's going to open us up. Wouldn't mind a quick 30, 40-yard play here. We got one timeout in our back pocket, and we're going right up the seam. Big juke there, and, well, we're going to have to clock it right there. We're looking at a pretty long attempt if we were to go from here. 42 plus the 7 plus the 10, basically, you're looking at a really long attempt. I don't think our kicker has that kind of a leg. What are we looking at here? Stovall. No, sometimes I wish I would just sort this by the information I need. Still got a 76 kick power? Yeah, we're definitely not trying that. Hail Mary attempt it seemingly is. Everyone to the post. Those who've been watching the Road to Glory, we might need Forrest Governor here. The final play of regulation is going to come nowhere close. I swear if that one was picked. Overtime we go. I'm pretty sure I jinxed us earlier. Talked about entering what I was hoping to be the final quarter of this game as we enter the fourth. Not quite the case. We do indeed have overtime. Let's see who gets ball first. They'll have a chance at the flip. They win, so that most likely means we get offense first, which means it's touchdown or bust. All right, then. Let's get us going with a little bit of a draw. And back out. Respect the pass. Try to get him cheap underneath with Rainey. Good blocks down the center of the field. Good cut there as well. Injury, though, to start us off. That's not good. Hector, I believe the name was. See, that time doesn't tell us the name. Picky choosy, I suppose. Well, as we lose an offensive lineman, let's go big. 2 fullbacks in the game. Watch out now. Haven't seen this formation yet. And there's some running room. Why'd you cut it inside? I guess that works. Touchdown. You keep it outside. You got an easy walk-in touchdown, but there's a reason that was running back, I think, number 5. Touchdown, Sac State, Elias Brown. Haven't called his name yet this year. Took a good pop at the end, but used that to help spin himself in. Now for the point after. This time I trust Stovall. He's got the 24-17. A turnover or turnover on downs, anything like that gets us out of this game with a win. Let's play down by the line a little bit. They've done a little more 2-by-2 quick passing. The new start to go to the air here, stepping up, throwing down to the flat. He's got his man. Close to the mark. I do like they give him the second in inches there. Will still be basically a yard, though. From pistol, we bring that extra rush, though passes down to the bottom, and it's goal to go. Shake this up a little bit more here. Keeping with that 2-by-2, it's worked out for them pretty well today. They pick up most of the initial blitz, but we're still going to get back there. Second one today for Williams. Our 3rd sack of the game. 10th for him on the season. I believe a senior. In fact, we might get him drafted. That would be nice. At least 2nd and goal, then back at the 16. They'll go to the air. Pretty clean pocket. Space to step up, scramble, and giving himself up back around the 10. Again, turnover on downs. That does it for us in this one. We've got 2 more downs to win here. 3rd and goal just outside the 10. Throwing back corner. They've got it. Touchdown. Bobcats. Rodarte? That, if I saw that correctly? Max Rodarte. Would have liked to see RDB cut that one off, but it just came in too hot. He was out of position. Block this and we win. And we do almost get back there. 24-24. Bobcats will stay on out. This time as we head into overtime 2, get a touchdown, you got to go for 2. Man. I thought we might have had it there on that block. About a half step behind. We flip the side of the field here and we go again. Running room down the middle. Bobcats start off with 12. Getting down to the 12. Defense still a little bit of a work in progress, it seems. Not a whole lot of zone blitzing. They'll shake up their 2x2 this time. Receiver motions in the backfield, a little bit of a split look. They go to the halfback, down to the bottom, trying to set up what looked to be a slip screen there, but it just didn't open up well. Blockers didn't get down. They lose one. It's 2nd and 11 at the 13. More motion. Right back into the same look. This time they go to the receiver. Good spin, though. That time I'll say actually kind of worked out. 3 sets him up with a 3rd and 3. Wouldn't mind a nice mug look here, but back out into coverage. Send it from the oppo side, too. I do like that. It's going to be bunch up top, one spread down to the bottom. With a stop on this down, force a field goal attempt. They do pick up the blitz. It's a roll up top, and he will dive in. We just haven't done well keeping our eye on that quarterback on the scramble. Now they've got to go for 2. Ohio looking to steal one here in Sac State. We don't need to see that on any more replay. Let's go big look. 52 defense. First 2 down to the bottom, 1 up top. Hey, this worked out well for them the last couple times. They'll do it one more. Back out to the receiver. They've got the blocks. They've got the 2-pointer. That really puts us in a troublesome spot then. We'll need the touchdown. We need the point, or the 2-point try to send this into 2-point overtime. I wouldn't mind starting off with something big here. We've more traditionally throughout this game started with the run. And that's going to fake out our quarterback. He had our running back open up top, but he just double pumped. He should have just let it fly. Those picks earlier in the game have him questioning. Check out of that. Go to what's worked, the running game here. Curtis tried the spin, didn't quite get it. 3rd and 5. Obviously, we're sitting 4-down territory. Rip stay to the bottom. They bring the blitz. We throw wide open, and we do get the tiptoe, but bad news. Scruggs injured on the play. He took a sharp hit as he released that ball. That means he'll head to the sideline. And they're going to challenge that. It looked like he had it no problem. 1 down. Toe taps. I mean, that one's good on Sunday. What are we asking here? Yeah, you're wasting my time. That does, however, mean we got to bring in the former starter then. As we hand this one off, and that's going to be a touchdown, but we're not done yet. That's just step 1. Now we need step 2, the 2-pointer. Bryant Collins with the score. Do like some of their ideas here. We go quick fork zig. I'm looking at Moses or Williams as my primary reads here. Scruggs back in the game. We need this one. He faces the blitz, and it's incomplete. That is your ball game. The question is, did the DB get there a little too soon? Was the pass just errant? I guess we will never know. No chance to review that play. We'll take a look at the end to see if we could. But Bobcats, they come back in the 4th quarter to send it to extras. And you got to give credit to their quarterback. I mean, a magnificent game out there. He didn't have a great completion percentage, but his scramble, that kept him alive time and time again. And they steal one here from the Hornets. That's a disappointing game. But if you did enjoy it, let YouTube know you did. We got to check some highlights here. I would love to see a replay on that last one. All right, what are we looking at here, Scruggs? I liked the read. He got the good cross. Actually, he kind of bumps into his own receiver there, and it just slows him down. I mean, we basically ran a legal pick play, and Wilson picked the wrong person. Or, give credit to Haskins, who ran him into Williams. But, I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for. Perhaps we have a little bit more patience from the freshman. I mean, there is a blitz coming right at him. I understand why he gets that out. Otherwise, Wilson would have been open. Moses wasn't quite there yet. We check backside. I mean, doesn't look promising there. So, I mean, he had the right read. Wilson just bumped our own guy off the tying play. Sometimes all it takes is just that little mistake. Oh, that whole fourth quarter and on was all the mistakes. Some things rolled in there. The 2 turnovers. Again, they weren't bad reads. It was just not quite the right throw, not quite the right timing. That one hurts. We lose our first conference game of the season. And I was hoping to get through that game a little bit quicker. Ended up watching a bit more of that one, so we might just start next time with a little bit of a quick sim or quarter sim. Also, that's probably not great news for us in terms of that recruiting battle. Ebba Katie was on visit for that one. Considering we have points, I don't think that's good news. 15 hours to work with. Now, the other teams did drop off outside of Oregon State. However, they are still in the lead. We do have a magnificent set of pitches, though, so we got to change this up. Got to give me a hard sale here, hard sell. There it is, the clutch. Sprinkle on the extra 10 because we need it. We'll see if that gets the job done. We are up to first here for Vi Mafia, pocket passing quarterback. Gooden, we're making our way in the world today with him. Do have that visit week 8, so that is this next week with UTEP. We are inside the top 5. Pretty good pitch as well. We got 40 points, so let's go ahead and utilize it. That's the one we're looking for. Campus personality. Not much to be gained there. Probably going to have to pull off of Roche. Not making up ground. He's already got an offer from Sam Houston. We'll pull ourselves out of that one. Take a quick update down the board here just to see if anyone is pursuing anybody. Ben Bickley, signal calling linebacker, unfortunately. Not very good cover guy. I think that'll be all right. So we have 15 more points to take a look at then. Not transfer portal, not there yet. Could use with some more linebackers on roster. I'm thinking UAB. Give me California. And we can look for some 2 stars here. However, they're just not interested. There is Greg Kaufman. Does have an offer, though, from San Diego. Now, those... Lurker, I mean, that would have been all right. A thumper doesn't exactly fit our mold with that 4.25. Potentially. Now we also pulled an edge off the list. That is one of the only edges that seem to be interesting. Do have a power rusher. Does have an offer, though, from Fresno State. Just taking a look at other possible options here for us. Gooden already on our board. None there. What about some corners? Any good corners? And for any of you who are new and wondering why I am not looking at anyone above these 2 stars, house rule. We could only go after unlimited players of equal star rating than our school prestige from all over the country, or unlimited players from our own state plus 1 prestige. So that's why we're focusing in on that. Field guy here in Ty Paquette, if I'm not mistaken. We'll add him to the board. Would it be a bad idea to also look at just athletes? And there are 2. Hoffman, one of the guys we were already looking at, and one of the linebackers, backfield threat. I believe that's a running back, potentially. Both have offers. However, Melvin's not that far away. Again, we don't have a whole lot of points. It looks like we're just going to go 15 then on the 2-star that we added in Paquette. Get us into this race. No. There, please. Thank you. Well, good news is we did move up with Ebikadi. Hopefully he's going to be our first commit. Weekly practice plan. We're a bit banged up previously. How are we looking now? Only 2 guys on the injury report. That's good. So we do get back the guy with the bruised ribs. Is he a linebacker? I feel like he was a linebacker. All in all, I do feel like we are looking better. Definitely no practice here for Hector. And you are practicing Scruggs. You're fine. Shake it off. Good composure boost. Decrease there for our starting center, but we need him as healthy as we could possibly get. Now, I did see something pop up there about a torn labrum. I know we had a guy who already had that. I want to make sure we didn't just get another new injury. Yeah, no. But this dude is done for the year. Landry Burrell. Can I put him perhaps on a red shirt? I don't know how many games he played in prior to that injury. I don't think the game has medical red shirts, but if it's just a straight up red shirt, if he wasn't red shirted beforehand. Yeah, he already played over the 4th. That's unfortunate. Tried to give him a medical red shirt. Next up is Ball State, 5-2, 3-0. This is a big game, but like I said, we took some time to get through that first one. Been here for just about an hour, so what we're going to do is start with a little bit of a quarter sim. And we'll see how we're looking when we get about halfway through. So with that being said, let's get my face on up out of here. Let's pause up this music. And let's see if we can get a rebound win on the road, where we very much gave away that last game. A couple costly turnovers from the freshmen. Outside of that, played well. Most of his passes are very much within range. He just needs to make a little bit smarter and quicker decisions. That comes with just seeing the field, seeing that playing time. All right, Ball State, we're done seeing you running out on the field. We want to get to some action here. And by get to some action, I mean hop through some of these quarters. First quarter underway. Long methodical drive there, ending with a touchdown. I'll take that. Still looks as choppy as always. A second long methodical drive. Wait, do we still have the ball? Yes, we do. Well, I guess why not? Let's just jump in, right? We're looking for the score. Want to get Scruggs back in the positive side of things, as he'll look to throw this ball. He had an option early. Rolls, throws late, and still gets it done. We've got a touchdown to Moses. A 2-score lead against the top team here in Ball State. Who thought that I would have ever said that? Jesus Moses, as I called him last time. We'll get back to some more simming here. We're going to get into the second half, see where we're sitting, especially as we have a 2-score lead. Make that 3-score lead, 21-0. Ball State not able to get it done here until potential turnover. Seems like they got that ball back rather quick. Do get through halftime. I just want to take a quick peek there at the stat column. Was that yet another pick for our freshman quarterback? Dude has 2 picks in this game. So he's not straight simming perfectly, but he's also matching that with 3 passing touchdowns, 72%, and 238 yards at halftime. He's a very boomer bust quarterback, it seems. We check Ball State. I doubt it's going to give me yardage here. I mean, it's saying 0. I think something's a little borked. Let's try that. There we go. 33 yards on the return here. Derek Fields, they're both to the same man. Okay. Something to, keep our head on a swivel with, That's not great. The 2 picks, the 3 touchdowns is, really nice. But it was those turnovers that got the opponent back into the game last time, and it's looking pretty similar here as we hit the 4th quarter. We're going to hit the field because we are letting Ball State get back into this game. We started with a 3-score lead. It is 17 unanswered for Ball State at home. Good cut there from Curtis. 12 rushes, 28 yards, so we haven't got the running game going. He's a bit banged up. Get us a little bit of some eye form here. Back down the middle. Collins doesn't really like to run where there's, the proper spacing. He likes to make things difficult, it seems. I'll still take 6 yards, though, on first down. A little RPO, and it's swatted down by our own tight end's head. So we block ourselves from tying the game in overtime last time. We swat away a pass to our own player for a first down, and now we're facing 3rd and 4. 4-man rush. Got a man wide open. Throws out late. Held on to first down. Let's not beat ourselves here, boys. And get back to the line. Another 4-man rush. Not again. Williams coming back. No, they say ball hits the turf. 21-17. We hand this one off. Rainey right into the edge man. About a gain of 1 and an injury here. Wait, we've got a different helmet on. We've got a white helmet. Did we already get an update here to our uniforms? Because we did not have an alternate helmet last time we were out. All right, rocking the ice outs. Really wish we had a hard count. That'd be a nice new addition or fix. And Wilson holds on to it this time, but a second down lineman in just about 2 to 3 plays. Losing lineman does not make for steady offensive drives. Get the fullback in the game, and Kaufman gets a good chip in. There's a good run. Never mind what I said, Collins. You take great angles. We've got a touchdown here in the 4th. Apparently, if I talk trash to our own players, they finally step up and make the play. A long run down the middle. Bryant Collins. Kaufman with about 2 blocks to help open it up. Got that good cut, then went back the other way. Couldn't quite catch up. Number 5. I'll take that. We'll jump back into the sim screen then. Once again, a little bit more of a comfortable lead. It will be an 11-point ball game. 7:22 to play. And they're going to start off immediately with 20 yards. Isaiah Thacker. 16, Jamarion McDougal. I think we're jumping in. Would hate to give up yet another fourth quarter lead. This is an empty set here. Stepping up, throwing, caught, no dropped. Heard the footsteps. And our boy is hurting up front in Chambers. Can we get that guy off the field? That would be nice. I don't know why he's still out there. 2nd and 10 following the incompletion. It'll be a handoff down the middle, cutting this one up top. Looking for that block, not quite going to get it from his receiver. Gain of about 9.5, Jalen Bonds. We'll still need about a good part of half a yard. Trips down the bottom, one up top. They will go to the air. Quick throw, squeezed for the first. Eldrick Luster, I think is, yep, does it up top too. He's looking at the smaller one down below. 1st and 10 nonetheless, with 3 passing options up top. Oh, they go with a run wide open down the center of the field. Not going to find the end zone. DJ Horton, 14 carries, 73 yards. We still got about 5 minutes to play. Plenty of time here for the Cardinals. We'll drop back pass here, step up, throw, and incomplete. I'd like to see Parthian. That's who it was. He was the guy with the rib injury. So the freshman safety back out on the field, breaking up a pass. A good cut there, trying to hit the edge, but can't quite get around the last 2 defenders. They'll set them up, though, down at the 5. 3rd and goal. The 2 up top, 2 down to the bottom. Bring that extra guy, but they pass right behind it. And it's a diving touchdown for the Cardinals. Do they just go with the point after here to make this a 4-point ball game, or do they keep the offense out there for a field goal chance? Either way, that's a great read from the quarterback, and indeed the offense will stay out on the field. They saw the tape from last week. Will be trips up, one down below. Looked like the running back might have shifted early, but no problem. We bite right into that tunnel screen. This one remains a 5-point ball game. Getting the ball back. And we take the touchback, start at the 25. I like that. A couple of our offensive linemen got a bit banged up last time. We were out on the field at least. Starting center did get banged up last game. He does appear to be out there after a week off of practice. Collins might just be the primary back here for us late in this game, which I'm fine with it. You know, if we are basically taking that baseball approach to the backfield. Curtis gets the first, Rainey gets the second. Collins and the whole crew look to close things out. It's the bullpen half, if you will. The 3rd and 4. Bunch up top. It's only a 2-man rush. Scruggs throws late and just unable to make the adjustment there was Williams. Got to pump this one away. Panic throw there from the freshman. He didn't trust himself to pick it up running the ball. Well, there's definitely some signs of some big-time play in his game. There's also some big-time weaknesses we are seeing. The question becomes, does Coach Bobby Ellington sit the season on those risks? As we try to hold on to another 4th quarter lead here, just up by 5 this time. Throws over the middle. That's going to be caught about 5 yards, speaking of 5. When these numbers hit, they seem to hit in succession. We're approaching 2 minutes to play here. 3 timeouts for both sides. Stepping up, no, throwing, and squeezing it. Eldrick Luster. Called his name a couple times here already. Both sides, though, do get the breather there. For Ball State, they'll need a touchdown to find themselves ahead. Field goal keeps them behind. Handoff is almost stuffed. He actually does a good job of fighting through to pick up at least something on that carry. Love to see Ball State fall to 5-3. We climb to 5-3. Lofted, caught down at the 30. Ball State. That was a very timely throw. Until they practiced that one. Quarterback keep, and he should have handed that one off. Two big boys there to eat. They look to go hurry up off of that, though. Losing 3 inside a minute and a half to play. They're inside field goal range for now. Barely getting that pass out, but it's caught. That's going to pick up 8, leaving 3rd and 5 as they hustle back to the line. Trips down to the bottom, one up top. The 4-man rush. He'll look to step up, throws to his running back, turning the corner and down to the 11. First timeout called. Got to find a way to hold on to these leads, boys. Turnover here would be massive for the Hornets. They gave away their last game. RPO and waiting for the clothesline. Arthian. Inside 40 seconds on the clock. Pass is caught over the middle by the tight end. He's going to pick up about half the distance. They are 4 yards away from a lead. No timeouts remain. 4 down territory here. Obviously throws up top, and what a play. He sold out for it, and he just manages to get it done. Ugzi Silvera. It is 4th and game. All on the lines right here. Extra pressure sent, and it's picked off in the end zone. That will be the ball game. Sac State gave it away last week, and they sure made it close to doing the same here this week. But they will look to upset Ball State, the favorites heading into this one. Ugzi Silvera with back-to-back massive plays coming from that safety spot. Scruggs, after a great first half, will be able to take that victory kneel. And I think this time we need to up it. Hit that subscription button if you haven't already. Bear icon in the bottom right corner or down below. 6 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jason Moses. Earns your player of the game. We'll get that background music bumping. We get through that game a little bit quicker. Now we can look for an update, though, on Goody, as he had himself a recruiting visit with UTEP. Get myself back in here as well. That leaves us, where are we at, week 8? I think we're going to try to power through for a full 2-hour stream. So we might be able to get a couple games in this mix, especially if we're moving a little bit faster. But Katie's down to his top 3 teams, and did you see that? You would have had to been paying quick attention. We got some good news here in the recruiting side of things. We've got Kent State up next too. Shout out Golden Flashes, Coach Tyrone Roseboom. We pull in front massively here for Paul Ebikadi. Already given him that offer, so it's just up to him to decide that he wants to come here. Still looking pretty good for the quarterback in Mafi. Good, and I mean, that's a big boost for us. We're basically neck and neck with UTEP, who just had that visit. I'm feeling good about that right now. And we don't quite make the jump here either for Ty Paquette. So we're going to get out of that race as well. And let's look to perhaps pursue a little bit more here for Rayshawn Ojabo. We'll give him the 25. That should get us in the door a little bit more there. Just checking in again on everyone here, and there's a team coming out of nowhere, PJ Toon, another linebacker. I mean, we didn't know a lot about these guys. We're definitely going to have to start checking out some more of these linebackers that are still available. We know that there aren't any more linebackers that we could really go after in the state of California, so it's just going to be based off of what's available. I know Toon we just had to pull off of. Bickley we pulled off of, I believe, didn't we? Now it's saying no offer there. Maybe we get back into that mix. We only got the 5 points. We'll toss that on. Because at least someone we already know. I did talk trash about that man coverage. But, you know, he looks like he could have some speed. And these guys are depth. Just making sure we got the bodies on roster. As for our blueprint, it's about trying to bring guys in the portal to kind of take over those mainstay roles and building up some guys in the background, and hopefully one day they do, you know, see that playing field. But for now, we're going to try to be picking off guys who just are really looking for playing time. Some of those bigger name schools, and you know, California has a lot of them, so we've got a lot of opportunity. Summers, yeah, you need, honestly, you need a week off, but we need you. So no practice for you. Chambers, man, again, we need these guys out there, so no practice. Hopefully they can heal up a decent amount. We're going to go no practice as well here for Jamar Curtis. Just because that increased, I want to try to give him as much time to recover as possible. No practice again here for Weber. You are practicing. No practice for Vay Taufua? Really bad at some of these names. You are practicing. So are you. Roca, you can stay here on limited. You're practicing, and you can stay on limited. I think that'll give us the best possible odds for a healthy team as we hit the field. And for Curtis, he will be at least healthy. It's what we need from our starting running back. We return home. So let's check out these uniforms then. We got the green S. So they definitely updated a lot here. The white. Interesting. I don't like that with the at least helmet on the preview. Oh yeah, they updated a lot here with Sac State. Okay. Not a fan of that one. Black though? We're rocking black jerseys. We just did a whiteout, now we're gonna do a blackout. Yeah. Look at that. That looks nice. Against Kent State, too. We know these uniforms all too well. Wait, did they change them, though? Okay, no, that was just a weird glitch. If only we got a crowd pattern, but frankly, we don't really have much of a crowd, so I guess it makes sense. Black uniforms, let's hit the field here. I think this time around, that's not how I meant to stop the music. We're going to stop it that way. This time around, I think we are going to start the game, a drive for both sides, and then we'll jump around. A little bit more play the moments in this one, if you will. You like those uniforms, though. Now we're going to have to go beat our old team. Kent State Golden Flashes. We're going to probably know a few of these names, too. Good return. Take that one up to the 26. You know, it's also Coach Ellington. He's taking on his alma mater. All right, we gave him a bit of a week off in practice. Let's see him potentially get the ball here to get us going. You know what? Let's stay down on the field. He will get the carry. Not for much. All right, then. Go up top. They rush 4. Half of them end up on the turf. Foot throw is almost picked up. That's the worrisome spot here. I think I don't think he's pocket passer. I think he's more of a backfield creator in Scruggs. He's trying to do a little bit too much, a little Baker Mayfield-esque, and that is a beautiful rush. Hayden Dawaher? We don't know that name, but that was a beautiful rush. Blitz to perfection. No one picked it up front. We've got about a third of the crowd here today. Can't really stripe it out when you got a third. In fact, we have almost as many Kent State fans here as we do Sac State fans. Mason King, not a name we are familiar with, but that man back there rocking the 12, I believe we are familiar with him. Only played 1 year, though, for Coach Ty. Those, again, who are new and wondering what I'm referring to, our 26 dynasty was with Kent State. Turned them into a powerhouse. As he will throw down to the bottom. That's going to be caught. A big first down and the catch and run. That reminded me a little bit of Ivan Carrion. I didn't hear that name all too often. 2 up top. It'll be 1 more down to the bottom. 4-man rush picked up well. Leaving the throw open underneath. Gain of 6. Now, Drew DeShields, I mean, he was a fine quarterback for us. Wasn't anything fancy, I would say. Had a solid enough year 1 and then bounced. In fact, I think he disappeared after that one, after that first year, because he wasn't recruited anywhere. A little bit more play action. Under pressure, he's bailing way back, and it's Xavier Williams with the sack and an injury for one of our boys up front. Bit of sweet and sour there. Does, however, set up a 3rd and 15. And we're looking around, would that be around 12 sacks now for Williams on the season? Drew DeShields, he's going to step up and run. He's got some wheels, converting 3rd and 15 with a gain of about 17-18. 10 rushing attempts in his last game, 71 yards and a touchdown. Keeps their drive alive here. RPO, quick toss up top. Call it 5. Will Weber was the defensive lineman who had to leave the game earlier here for Sac State. He may return at a later point. Rips down to the bottom. Bringing that rush. Here comes Carthian, and it's going to be a throwaway. Up top, outside the tackle box. Chance to force a field goal here with a stop. 3rd and 6 at the 29. Bunch to the bottom. 1 tight up top. 4-man rush is picked up well. Drew Shields throws the pick over the middle. Well, we've seen that a number of times too. Boogsy Silvera with a pick in back-to-back games. Clinched it for us last week. Good way to get us going in this one. Now, again, I talked about we're going to jump around this one a little bit. We're going to see if our young quarterback step back into the light here, make some big plays for us. Well, it's a 3rd and 9. And that's a quick 3 and out for us. So offense is kind of staying in that same field as our previous quarterback had us, that we're very boom or bust. 3rd and 10 here for the Flashes, and it's thrown away. Drew DeShields. However, that is great starting field position. We'll hit the field at the 46 plus side. Rips down to the bottom for us, one up top. Handoff. Trying to find some spaces, Curtis, and an injury timeout looks to be one of their edge rushers. He'll make his way to the sideline then as we got ourselves a 2nd and 4 with 4 to play in the first at the 40. Mentioned earlier, these numbers seem to hit in order as this is tossed up and Moses with the touchdown. Brought that one down from heaven or something like that. What a snag. Jason Moses, though, with a catch like that, I think we got to bring it back. Jesus Moses. What a play. Double coverage. And can't forget about the throw there, Scruggs. That's a beauty. Hang that one in the Louvre. I'm even saying that one right. Again, like I said, headache. So brain's at 40% there today. Right next to the Mona Lisa. I believe that's also where that is. Could be wrong. I'm not an art historian. 3rd and inches. First down, Mason King. So then Drew DeShields lose 2. 2nd and 12. Gains those 2 back for a 3rd and 10. And then thrown away. That's what I like to see. Defense once again getting a stop. We'll see if we can put on any more points here in the minimal time we have left in this quarter. But Nickel, he's actually been making some plays out there. 3rd and 10. And it's a sack, Aiden Burgess. Now that name does sound familiar. I don't think he got much playing time with us, but he did see a couple plays here and there. Darelis Clark, I do remember that. I don't remember him wearing number 30, though. There was one game, I think we hit 2 wheel route touchdowns with him, or switch concept touchdowns. Either way, it was a beauty couple plays. That was about all we got out of him, was a couple. As we head to the second quarter, it's 3rd and 6. And Drew DeShields only manages 1 there on the scramble, though 4th and 4, that math doesn't math, but we do still get the ball back with a rather short punt. You know, let's try to get this offense moving a little bit. Been a little bit sluggish. Going back to that power sets here. We got more power blockers up front than we do finesse, so we try to fit our blocking a little bit more that way. Move some bodies. And a lot of running room down the center field. A lot of speed. Curtis spins his way up to the 47-yard line. Actually, they're marking 49-yard line. We'll take the extra 2. 5 attempts, 38 yards for him in this one. And we're hoping he's just getting started. We'll go play action off of him. Throws upfield, back to Moses. Breaks a tackle and then spun down at the 20. Of course, can't forget about his last touchdown grab. Double coverage, the beauty of a throw from Scruggs. A little hurry-up action here. As it's a handoff, Curtis. More running room. Oh, you got to cut that one up top, buddy. Coach is going to roast you in film study. He had a touchdown just waiting for you. Instead, Rainey checks in here, I form. He follows it down to the bottom, taking it to about the 2. More hurry up from Coach. He gets set back at the line. I form, play action, throws up top, and that's Kuntz for the touchdown. A beautiful drive orchestrated from Coach Bobby Ellington and executed by the Hornets. Kyle Kuntz from that fullback spot. Clean release. We also brought Coleman down on a drag there. Very much helped open that one up. For those who joined watching this channel from all those breakdown videos we talked about with coverage and how to beat certain things, you probably can tell with this team and the power that we're running, the pro style, I should say, I've been relying a little, quite often, on trying to set up some quote-unquote pick plays. That's honestly something you should try to do if you have a team that doesn't have the athleticism or the route running to get open, right? Just bump guys off in coverage. That's what you need sometimes to just get open. Defense with another 3 and out. Now, can the offense manage themselves here? Gain of 11 there to Matthew Coleman. Thrown away, though, Scruggs. 10 more yards, though, Jamar Curtis via the pass, but 3rd and inches. And thrown away. Now, we really have not been able to utilize that new quarterback sneak mechanic in this game, and we'll continue to not be able to do it because I don't know if it's really up to myself when we're in coach mode here to properly do that, because we tried it before and it went horrifically wrong. And just as horrifically wrong as the blocking on that play. Turnover on downs. Hayden Dwaher? You guys let me know. Hayden makes the play. Let's jump into defense here, see if we can try to make sure we don't let the momentum swing. Through to Shields from shotgun. Play action. Pressure building. And we're going to get a hit in at least at the quarterback. I believe that was Carthian up top. If there's a little bit more room left on the sideline, he was looking for a pick. The trips up top, one down to the bottom with 2nd and 10. At the 44. Here comes the rush. Another hit in on the quarterback. Back-to-back throwaways for Drew to Shields. I mean, for us, it really has been Williams on this defense. Boogsy as well has made some big plays. Boogsy Silvera. 3rd and 10. We got a D lineman down on the floor, and there's the throw Kent State's been looking for. Over the top. Can't do that. We're playing 3 deep. That's some busted coverage from the safeties. Through to Shields. Got a check down here, but pretty long throw for a check down. Make it a 1st and goal at the 5. Trying to read the name there. Couldn't quite see it. Go big boy set. And in fact, big boy set, bring the heat. Which will blitz up top. They hand it off, and hey, that's going to pay you off for Kent State. We do indeed give up the momentum. Caffey? Not Christian McCaffrey, I can tell you that much. Although the number 5, I do respect that. We had a number of running backs in that series rocking that number. 14-7. We're going to take control of this next offensive drive, too, with 3:09 to play in the first half, at least. Fair catch. I'm good with that. I'd like to settle this game back down. Looks like it's going to be rainy, I believe. No, Collins with a good run here. This line, they just open up the space. College of Sac? Sure. Quarterback run. Scruggs lowers the shoulder through the DT. You like seeing that. Look at these boys reline back up. Going down to the bottom. Rainey. Incomplete. I'm good with that. Don't lost yardage. That look at the stadium. It's pretty much, yeah, community college at this point. 3rd and 6. And see, that's the problem I have with Scruggs. He wants to just do a little bit too much. Just set your feet, make that throw. Penn State now with the opportunity here before halftime. A 2-minute drive, starting with a non-rush by Drew to Shields. And another one, or that's just a replay? That was just a replay as we move inside the 2-minute breather. J.J. Etheridge. I do remember him. Could have really fooled me that your commentary was part of the game. Hey, I appreciate it. I try to keep a little bit more realistic 3rd and 4. Got to get off the field. That should do it. Give us the ball here. Kent is the 51st state. I don't think little old Kent would be a whole state. If I'm not mistaken, in Ohio, there's like 3 teams all within like an hour of each other, maybe even less. But I know what you're doing, saying Kent State. Yeah, I get what you're saying. We might just take this one to halftime here, not trying to risk it. Wait. Oh, no, that's the running back, Collins. About to say, why is our backup quarterback in the games? I believe that's Collins Conklin. And they're playing deep. And yeah, our quarterback's not looking to press this one down the field, so we'll just look to take this one to halftime. Then we'll let the clock roll. Yeah, almost every university has a football program. There are some that maybe did in the past but don't anymore. So those are typically the smaller ones. But most do. They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. Most football programs actually pay for all the other sports at schools. Not all of them, but for a lot of universities, that is the case. And Mason King finally breaks off a big run. And Darelis Clark for 20 more. Kent State looking for a big opener to this half. They scripted up a pretty good drive here so far, but face a 3rd and 6. Out the 25. And it's thrown away. Drew DeShields. They'll have to settle up here for a field goal. It is good by Sean Leonard. But we got to get this offense back on track. It's been a little bit lackluster in this first half. So as we get our first drive at the end of the second half, let's look to get this thing established a bit more. Going back to the running game here, it is Collins down the middle. Opens up the playbook a little bit more than 2nd and inches. Actually, what do you mean I can't audible? I've got 10 plus seconds. There it is. Moses again. He's having himself a day. 2 touchdowns, a $111. Every now and then he'll have a big game, and then he disappears for a handful. Back down the middle. Collins again with 6. We've been keeping these running backs pretty healthy with the amount of rotation that we see. Borders checks in, our 4th running back of the game. He does get stopped up in the backfield, though Scruggs just run it. I know you're supposed to be a pocket passer. Wave to you, Rob. 3rd and 4. Really wish they would patch in that hard count here in Coach Mode. Scruggs throws while getting hit. Flag comes down, and it looks like this is going to be on Kent State. They're going to get pass interference on Rocco Nickel. Had himself a pretty good first half there. Honestly, I feel like it could have had potentially 2 different penalties there. A late hit on the quarterback. They go DPI and then stuff the run. Oh, flag. I mean, we'll take that. We don't get too many of those calls. Quick hitter to Moses is a hot potato incompletion. Come on now, Scruggs. Got to come through here. Facing the blitz, he gets it out. It's caught up the sideline. Curtis still running to the end zone. Scruggs takes the heat in the pocket and delivers to his running back, and he did his job. He made the one-man miss. Jamar Curtis widens that lead. Captain of this team, and apparently those legs are invincible because pretty sure that defender just dove through him. One more look here, 100%. 100% through the legs. Gotta love it. That's what they mean when they say no forced animations. (21-10) as we look to once again continue skipping through this game a little bit, taking a peek at some of the big moments. About halfway through the third. Another big run from Mason King. Problem for them is Drew DeShields has struggled to finish these drives. It'll be 3rd and 8. 20 yards, though, he does find Ardell Banks at the 21-yard line. Back to King. He's got 2 more. And it's a rushing touchdown, Mason King. The problem growing up and watching a whole lot of Gold Gloves Road to the Show, every time I see King, I always think of one of his random characters. Got any Gold Glove fans around here? Because we're going to continue here with the offense. Want to make sure we're keeping in control of this game. As Curtis is going to get this one up top. He's got the corner by the 45 and taken down about the 47. Good way of starting this one off here. 8 carries, 67 yards. Of course, not counting his reception there on that last drive. Looks like we're going to get Wilson in motion. Play action. Get it out quick. That's to Williams, I believe. Tight end getting the catch. Haven't called his name all too much today. 2 catches, 21 in this game. Curtis remains in. He's going to get the toss. Koontz, you missed your block, but Curtis is going to bail you out. He spins by. However, down goes the big fella up front, and that's going to stop this clock with 47 seconds in the third. Curtis, though, closing in on 100. He needs just 23 more rushing yards. Ball's at the 26. Play action, though, off of him. Lofted back of the end zone, and count that on Sundays. Wilson with the touchdown. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to this freshman quarterback. It's either he's looking like the next generational quarterback, or he's looking like a guy who should be benched. I guess the highs are at least better than that of our former starting quarterback. As we look to extend this lead up to 28-16, keeping ourselves in control of this one. You know, we can't lose our first game with these new uniforms. We can't curse them like that. We got to get it done. We'll be getting into the fourth quarter in this Kent State drive, or at least I'd imagine so. As they do go backwards, it's Austin Chambers with the sack. Good news, we gave him a little bit of a breather during that week. Robbie didn't think that pass was going to work for the touchdown. Hey, every now and then you just got to trust the seams. Ardell Banks with another big catch. That's 2 here in the second half. Mason King finally contained. Sack, Austin Chambers, second of the drive. 3rd and 12, and this time they're not going to get close. 4th and 10. Imagine they punt. Indeed they do. Let's get in here, make sure we're starting to chew this clock a little bit. Especially as we're starting with a long field. They say 3-yard line. It's more like the 2.5. Running room down the middle. There's going to be a lot more going to the way of the running back, and an injury. That reminded me of Christian Neighbors for a second, but I know that's not. Some support coming in here for Chambers. No problems. Can't wait to play college football 27. You know, they're got to give it to the devs. They're fixing a lot of things, and I think they're trying to make up for a lot of the problems from up top. So, you know, I give them credit for that at least. 2nd and inches, I form. Handoff. Collins may have just coughed that ball up, but I think he also just recovered it. So we're fine. Got to learn those macros. I will say that's one thing I haven't even touched is the macros. In fact, Collins might have been down here. That's going to be a quick booth review. And I'm assuming an overturn there. No indication. Either way, it's 1st and 10 of the 28. And it's going to be play action. Somehow, though, Kent State was ready for it. Scruggs will scramble for 6. But yeah, I need to learn a bit more about the macros. I haven't touched them at all, which has messed up some of my defensive calling because they changed all the buttons, so I can't just do my normal calling like I did last year and, frankly, the last 10-some-odd years. Halfback screen is enough for the 1st down, though that is something they need to fix, are the screens. Are we in a division with Michigan State? No. Sac State is part of the MAC this year. Though after this first season, we get into our offseason, we're going to resort some of these. Just off the mark intended for Wilson. That we'll either move to the Mountain West. Probably the Mountain West. I don't think we're ready for the Pac-12 yet. Though, I mean, semi-fitting because it's really not a Power 5 conference. That one's picked off the jump balls headed the other way. Kent State pick 6. Not again. Stockstill, too. That's a name I definitely remember. Once again, Scruggs just trying to do a little bit much, but I mean, really, that's on Wilson. You got to get to that. It went straight through his hands. Can't blame the quarterback for that one. Take away the QB scholarship. Hey, he's just a freshman. Pretty sure true freshman, too. So it means he's like 17 to 18 years old. And that was more so on the receiver than on the quarterback. Receiver should have caught it. We'll get the ball back, trying to hold on to this 5-point lead. It's seemingly been the same thing game in, game out today. We're so far 50% on the day with those close games. I prefer, have we gone through 3 games already? I can't even remember anymore. Either way, this is a handoff, and it's a pickup slam down on Curtis. No, we went Ball State. Obviously, we're here against Kent State. Ohio. I think it's just those 3. It is 3rd and 6 here. Got to get the 1st down. 4-man rush. Moses open and avoids getting the 1st down. Coach is getting them back to the line here quickly. Snapping it before the defense is set. And there goes Curtis. Big run. A risky run, but a big run as he goes over the century mark. 12 carries, 107. Still not counting his receiving yards in this one. And he's got the corner here by the 50, the 40. Tracked down and closed up at the 34-yard line. No, Moses did not lead his people to the promised land on that one, though he did bring down something from heaven to start this game. Was it this game? Yeah, it was this game. It wasn't last game. Curtis with a good hop juke back inside the gap. 1st down the center of the field. Flashes, they're calling their timeouts here. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. Give me a play action. And I want Moses to the end zone. A little hard count on that. No, I keep forgetting. No hard count here in coach mode. Quick throw is big. Hit it to Williams. Took that one away real quick. Well, that's one thing I do wish they would tune up, the hot potato passing. Sometimes you got to let a play develop a little bit. But then we're complaining the quarterbacks hold on to it too long, so a little bit mix. Injury timeout is going to stop the clock here for Kent State as we got an O-lineman down on the field. We're going to stick with the run. We're going to go from the draw. Quarterback draw? No. I don't trust the quarterback with that right now. I mean, depending on the day, they might have class tomorrow. It's rainy, and he's going to cut up. He's getting that first down, cutting up the defenders as well to the 6. Man, this running back backfield really is something else. See if we can hit him with that bubble. Can we flip this actually? I send it down to the bottom. Hat count's not great for it, but we'll see if that corner bites in. No. Still throws it. So they don't really have the proper logic in the game for these RPOs. Which is funny because they have the read keys and all that in there. Give me a little read option. See if Scruggs can run this one in. He does keep, and they were sat there waiting. Big hit, Holmes. That'll at least take us through the 2-minute breather. We go back to the draw here. Trying to make sure the clock at least runs. And they bring that blitz. It's Rainey bouncing this one down to the bottom and stopped at the 10. Clock will roll, and we'll look to make this an 8-point ball game. Picking at the 17, 27-yarder left hash. Rob doesn't believe in the young quarterback in Scruggs, calling him a scrub. Still, we got Stovall out here. And he will tack on the 3. Once again, we are inside 2 to play with an 8-point lead. Got to see if we could hold on to it this time. Scruggs messed up the parlay. Hey, they're going to do an investigation. Sac State sanctioned for illegal gambling. Quarterback declares for NFL. Not gonna lie, that was hilarious, though. NFL was all like, actually, we're not going to do a supplemental draft this year. Karma. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I'm wondering where it's at. 1st and 10. Through to Shields, open downfield. Simple pitch and catch on the deep curl. Check out of that. Wouldn't mind trying to get some pressure on the man, but make sure we got a hat on a hat as this ball is lofted, and it's caught for the touchdown. Are you kidding me? How did he take that one away? That's group of 6 ball right there. Harris with the score. It'll be up to Kent State to tie this thing with a 2-point try. Wayne Harris. Now, that name does sound familiar, but I think we had a different Wayne Harris. A little bit of a wobbler. Oh, and 22 just jumped late. He jumped late. All right, then. To keep us ahead here, 2-point attempt. With 52 on the clock. Pressure builds, but it's good. 31-31. This is looking a whole lot like that Ohio game. Parthian couldn't jar it free. The freshman safety. I believe this is his first game back from injury. We'll start at about the 23-yard line. Well, we've had a guy today who's seemingly made miracles happen. I think that's where we got to look to. Keep your eye on 27 at the top of the screen. It's play action. Scruggs gets rid of it late, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of his target, Jordan Williams. Got to make sure we're also getting these first downs here. We don't want to give Kent State a chance in regulation here. Close to the mark, not quite enough. We're going to go with some hurry up here. Back to the line. Yeah, we do have timeouts. We're looking to take advantage of things here. Scruggs, get back under center. You got to get that ball snapped. Big running lanes all the way plus side, and that's where we call the timeout as we flip the field. That's why you go hurry up. That was Bryant Collins on the carry. This is why we get that rotation going in the backfield here. We keep these guys fresh for the whole game. A lofted pass is caught down around the 30. I don't imagine either side is going to be calling any timeouts here. We probably should have called a timeout a little bit earlier than that. I was expecting all that time to run off the clock. We still got one more timeout here. Let's look to line this one up. We're currently left hash. Let's try to center it. Big boy set up top. And, well, in fact, we lose about a yard, so we're looking at a 48-yarder then. As we call the final timeout here, we send out a man with 76 kick power. Josiah Stovall for hopefully the game winner. Cross your fingers, knock on wood. We don't have another OT game. He's got the power, and that's the win. Cue up that music. It's a walk-off field goal after we give up 8 points there with about 40-some-odd seconds to play. Stovall, 48 on his chest, 48 yards through the air for the winner. Kent State falls to their former nose tackle and big old Bobby Ellington. Look at that. All 27 people in the crowd are having a great time. Isaiah Scruggs takes home player of the game. I don't know how you're going to feel about that, Rob. Like I said, his highs are way up there, but his lows are way down there. But he is providing some fun games here, and that's what we look for in the MAC. Let's return to the hub and get an update as to where we stand this year. We are approaching that 2-hour mark. That's what I said we were looking for today. I was trying to battle through a little bit of that headache. But you know what? That game made me feel a little bit better. I don't know about you. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a pick-me-up. I might also need some oxygen. It's about, I think my fan says 79 degrees right now in this office. So we're definitely going to call it after that game, and we get our first verbal commit. Now, it's not done. We still got to keep pushing here. But Paul Ebikadi from Tulare, California, haven't heard of it, but a DT potentially on his way in. Oh, you're just hating like ESPN does. You know, there's a lot of, one of the biggest switch-ups, I will say, of the last year's season, NFL-wise, was the love of Caleb Williams. The year before that, they absolutely hated the man. So I'm like, make a decision. Do you love him? Do you hate him? Apparently last year they loved him. You know, maybe he will save the school. Jamar Curtis takes home the MAC Offensive Player of the Week, 15 carries, nearly $150, plus on top of that, some receiving yards. No national, though. We've got Toledo up next. We are currently 5-1 in conference. We will be headed to a bowl game, that is for sure, because we just clinched that. We've got 3 games left in the regular season. With that being said, we are the #1 team in the MAC. We're going to have to see if our freshmen can hold on to that next time. Speaking of Giants, that was actually our last franchise. I tried to get into NBA. That was also a while ago. Um, and I felt like I was just watching free throw after free throw, penalty after penalty, rather than watching the game. But I'm glad YouTube recommended it and hope you had a good time here today, Rob. But looks like as we are going to wind things down here today, we are the #1 team in the MAC. And it is our championship game spot to lose as it stands right now. We will also take a quick update with the recruits. We're going to take a quick update with the stats here. I mean, we got the new quarterback in, and so far they're pretty close in terms of passing attempts. I would say maybe about one more game for Scruggs, and that would get him about on par with Conklin. And right now he's passing a little bit more efficiently. That completion percentage is a little bit higher. But again, it's still that same kind of problem here of some really good, some really bad. 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions. No, saying 1.3 touchdowns per interception. So technically, Conklin a little bit better there. But he just didn't seem to have the spark that this offense needed. Yeah, Coach Ellington, in fact, did save the season, though. I'm going to give a little bit of some of the reward to this, to the offensive line. A group that is not normally talked about much, but they've honestly done a really good job this year. Yeah, we've been sacked a little bit, but frankly, not as much as I think we could have. And the running lanes that this group has opened really has been magnificent. Defensively, leading tackler is Dante Antonini. We got an insane year coming from Xavier Williams, 21 TFLs, 14.5 sacks. And it's a pretty steep drop off to the next man. I think we got a few picks in the mix. I mean, this defense not really forcing a whole lot of turnovers. Forced 4 fumbles. We recovered half of that. But the running game has definitely been the group for us to keep us consistent. 6.5 here for Jamar Curtis. Rainey just under 5. Collins 6.6. And we're really spreading out those carries, but keeping our main guy involved. So really happy with that. Coleman currently leading us right now in yards. Williams, though, it was a quiet day for him while we were out there, leading us in receptions, receiving touchdowns, is Moses with that big one he had to open up that previous game. Drop's still a problem. You're going to have that with smaller teams, but all in all, we're sitting at a pretty good spot. Scruggs has avoided, frankly, I will say, a good amount of sacks, but he also puts himself in some precarious spots as well. Now, he is a pocket passer. He's not supposed to be much of a runner. We have a 1.3 multiplier, I guess, right now going with that verbal commit. Mafi, we're getting close to that top 5. No one else pursuing. We are now up to first here for Gooden. Looking to keep that the same. And in fact, did we just have, or no, next time we open up with his visit, do jump up to top here for Ojabo. One point I will finally learn that guy's name. And taking a quick run through the rest of the board here. These 1-stars, were they really the only one pursuing, though? There is some pursuit here coming from the Bulls. So once again, we'll have to decide on Bickley and what we really want to do there. We got a pretty full class, 29 targets, 1 verbal commit. We should be hopefully close to another one to start next time. If you enjoyed today and you haven't already and you want to make sure you stick around to see what all happens here across all these series, make sure you hit that bear icon either in the bottom right corner of your screen or the sub button down below. And you could tag team that with the bell icon. That way you get notified of any and everything happening here on this channel. And of course, if you enjoyed today, let YouTube know by leaving it a big old thumbs up. We will be back on Friday with the UAB edited series. Of course, they've had a pretty good run of things too, with their own standout players, not quite the freshman at quarterback, but plenty of good players making big plays, and they see it through. We'll be back here on Saturday with Sac State and Forrest Governor with a decision to make. Does he transfer away from Wyoming? And if so, where does he go? That will be on Sunday with our Road to Glory. Thank you all for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your night. And we will see you, as mentioned, on Friday and throughout the weekend. Until then, bye.